This is not national security legislation. It only applies to people who are already permanent residents. By definition, everybody who is affected by this is a person who Australia has already said should live here and live here permanently. And if there is a national security problem for those people, then why on earth does the government have them already living here permanently? The second challenge with the legislation is the delay. At the moment, you already have to wait 4 years before you're able to take on Australian citizenship. The 4-year wait is already there. But many people start on temporary visas, sometimes on a series of temporary visas that can take much more than 4 years. And the requirement is that at least one of those years has to be a year of permanent residence. At the end of that time, Australia has had a good chance to have a look at the contribution that somebody's already making. How can it be good for Australia to be further delaying whether or not someone takes allegiance to this country? It's not just whether it's good for that individual. How can it be good for Australia to be saying, we've got someone who's ready to fully be part of this society and the Australian government's going to stand in their way? And the third issue that we've got to take very direct exception to is the issue of the English language test. Now, Peter Dutton got all confused on radio today and claimed that at the moment level 5 is basic English. That's not true. Basic English, depending on on exactly the definition, kicks in at either a 2 or a 4. They're talking about level 6. Go to the websites of a whole series of Australian universities and you'll see that level 6 for a whole range of universities is the level of English they require for entrance to their university courses. A very large number of Australians will never reach the level of English that's being demanded by this test. A very large number of people who are born here will never reach the level of English in this test. What sort of snobbery leads a government to say, unless you reach university level of English, we'd rather you weren't here? That's not just that's not just an argument to potential citizens. That's an argument to a whole range of Australians who don't get their personal literacy in English all the way up to university entrance level. And that, in a bizarre act of snobbery, is exactly where Peter Dutton and Malcolm Turnbull have landed.